Last month, my family and I went to Disney, and we do that every year. And every year when we go, I earn money. So I'm going to tell you in this video how I do that. So previous years to this year, I've run a sale while I was away at Disney. I would schedule my emails, and I have a offer suite of courses, and those courses would go on sale. This year, I decided to do it differently in two ways. First of all, I ran the sale before I left because I wanted to be available to answer questions and, help my affiliates make those sales. And the other thing was instead of just my courses, I put my mini courses, any digital downloads, like everything I sell was on sale. And the third thing I did differently is normally I put things on sale for 50% off. This year I went for 75% off because honestly, it's been harder to sell courses. It's been a different atmosphere, and I wanted the sale to be successful. So I thought, let me give a bigger discount. So what I earned was about 5,700 US from the sale, and I paid affiliates out about 1,400. So that I'm Canadian, so that ends up with me having made, I, I didn't do the math on this, but over 5,000 Canadian. So that allowed me to obviously make sure that when we were on vacation, I didn't have to worry about my income. It covered, any income I needed for bills, income I needed for the trip itself, or, to top up the money I'd been saving for the trip. So, how did I do this? How does that happen? You know, it's not like a massive amount of income, but I have a modest list of 2,500 people. I have a course product suite that I haven't added much new to in about 2 years. And I don't grow my list very consistently. I get new people here and there. So the other thing to know is that I've been building this business specifically for about 3.5 years. I've been selling courses about online marketing for, gosh, 15 years or more. But this specific business is kind of like a rebuild. And so it's been about 3.5 years. So, in order to understand how I did this, you need to understand that I'm an email marketer, right? So the relationship is being built through email marketing over time, over those 3.5 years. Now, not everyone has been on my list that entire time, obviously, but some people have been, and some people are on there for a few weeks, a few months, a year or so. And every person who gets on my email list, they get good information and they get offers to my products. I am never hiding that I sell stuff. That's something I always want people to know because I'm in business, right? So they're getting, lots of information from me. I regularly get people telling me I write the best emails. They love to open my emails. They love to read my emails. I'm speaking to them. I'm offering advice. I'm suggesting the products that I think will help them, suggesting the tools and everything like that. So building that relationship takes time. So you want to be sending emails to your list regularly. Daily is what I recommend and what I stand by. And that builds that kind of relationship. So they have probably been thinking about buying some of my courses. And when there's a sale like this, all the people who've been considering my courses or thinking they'd like to save up for them at regular price like to jump on the sale. And what I decided to do this year, and I did this last year as well, was schedule emails a week before my trip as well, so that I had that week in order to get ready for the trip and, really not have to stress about working all the way up to the trip. So I scheduled the emails beforehand. I scheduled the emails for while I was away, but obviously I didn't have a lot to promote while I was away because I already just had a sale on all my products. What ended up happening actually was at the very last day of the sale, the coupon didn't work properly. So I felt like people had missed out. And I extended the sale. I said, you know what, I'll just let the sale run until I'm back from Disney and you guys can pick up whatever you want at that point. So that's like everything was scheduled. if you're writing emails for sale, then they're going to be sales heavy, right? So almost all, I actually wrote 2 emails a day during the sale because I had so many products and I wanted to highlight each product. So I put as many products into all of those emails as I could, and I think I highlighted every single one of my products, and I had something like 37 of them total. So it's something you build up to, right? Like if you have multiple products, you're going to build up to creating those. You're going to be promoting them throughout regular cycles of promotion so people know about them. So when they do go on a sale like this, it doesn't require a lot of extra information. A lot of people on my list already knew they wanted, a course about mind mapping or a course about how to start your email list or a course about how to build your website. And then I have mini courses of what as well, specific little mini courses teaching people, how to build your email list through your blog, things like that. So I scheduled all of those emails. That took some time to sit down and really make sure I make the time to schedule out those emails, but it was well worth it. I definitely intend to do this as well over holidays, any holidays. So I'm calling this vacation money. I guess it would be something if I were to write a case study or a product on it, I'm going to call it vacation money. Currently, I haven't written anything on it, but I think that when you're emailing as an email marketer like me, I wake up and my job is to send an email. Now that I'm also doing YouTube, my job is also to create a video for YouTube or multiple videos so that I can schedule some out as well. But that is like my daily job. When I broadcast, that's scheduled, then I have to batch those. And you can batch them anytime. You can batch them all year long. I like to do that as well, but there is a little bit of something lost not being able to communicate on that daily basis. So I do, I kind of go back and forth between it. And I have considered putting all my emails on automation, but the realness of showing up every day is something that I think you can't schedule. And I think it's something you can't automate. So it's been working very, very well for me for like 15 years. And you can schedule it occasionally, right? So my list, people on my list knew I had scheduled these emails and that they were getting the Disney sale so that I could go off and enjoy Disney. And, I'd get replies and people saying, enjoy your trip. I hope you have a great trip. Someone wanted to buy something just because I was going on the trip and she was a member getting access to a course that she bought. And I asked her, I said, did you mean to buy this because you already have access? And she said, well, yes, because I wanted to support your trip, but also she did want to have full access to that course, like even if she's not in the membership. So if you are thinking about doing a sale like this, think about all the elements that you would need to bring together. So you want to have products, obviously, that some kind of offer suite that you can sell. You can build that up over time. You want to have a list where you've built that relationship so that when you do offer a big sale, you're not trying to communicate what each product is worth, right? Because at this point, it's just like a fast moving sale. Unless you're putting like 1 or 2 products on sale, then you'll have more time to talk about each product and tell them why that product is worth something. But this sale works because they're already fans. They're already engaged and excited to learn from me. And so they see these products going on sale that they can't normally get at that price, and then they want to grab them. So those are some of the elements, and you'll want to start looking at how you sell in email. What do you say in email? This is something that I really encourage you to do naturally. Think about what would you tell someone about this product? Do it in a natural way. You definitely should be selling, but you don't have to sound salesy. You're telling people about the value of the thing. Make sure it's clear. Make sure you've got links in there. Sometimes you're going to detail who it's for. Sometimes you're going to talk about what it is. Sometimes you're going to talk about the benefits and the features and how it can help them. Of course, so you always want to help them see how this product can help them. So I hope that gives you some ideas and insight into how to make some money while you're on vacation, or if you want to take Christmas off or some other holidays, you can start to use uh, scheduling, automation in your email list to make that happen. Talk later.